Hi guys, welcome back to DeFi Talks. Today we have Anoothi from Stader Labs. She is head of Terra and Near for Stader, and we will discuss about the future of Stader, how they are approaching this market condition that is so delicate, but also we will talk about the launch of Near X, that is the latest solution for liquid staking that we are seeing right now in the market. So I'm happy to have you here, Anoothi. So if you want to say something about yourself, if you want to introduce yourself.
Thanks, Alberto. Thank you so much for hosting me. And thanks everyone who was watching this video. So hi guys, I'm Anoothi. I'm the head of Terra and Near X Stader, and also looking into Rust expansion as well as all blockchains based on the Move language. So, a lot more exciting stuff coming in the future. Prior to joining Stader, I was working for McKinsey & Company in New York. And right before my McKinsey stint, I graduated from Harvard Business School. Before Harvard, I had two jobs. My first job was as a management consultant, but I worked largely with clients in the fintech and health tech space in India and South Africa. And after that, I transitioned as chief of staff to the CEO of Aptos India, which is a global healthcare company. So have had a wide mix of experiences rooted in finance and operations. And I'm a big finance nerd and wanted to take up all the finance courses in business school. So I always wanted to be in a space which is at the intersection of finance and technology, and wanted to be a part of the early startup ecosystem in India. And so when the opportunity at Stader came along, I just felt like this was exactly what I was looking for, and it has been quite a ride with all the highs and some lows, and then bouncing back even stronger. So great tuning in here, and would love to share all the updates at the near front with all of you.
Great, thank you, Anoothi. And may I ask you something more about Stader Labs, because maybe someone of the audience is not so aware of what is Stader Labs and why it's so important for the overall crypto ecosystem, and more specifically when we are talking about DeFi.
Absolutely, that's one of our favorite questions to answer. So I would say Stader Labs is a multi-chain liquid staking solution, and we launched on the erstwhile Terra, which is now Terra Classic, in the November of last year, and reached $1 billion plus of TVL during its peak, with some 35,000 wallets staking with us. And we always wanted to be a multi-chain solution. So thankfully, we were quick to expand to other blockchains, and were present on 4 different blockchains by the April of this year. And as of today, we are present across 6 different blockchains, those being Hedera, Phantom, Polygon, Terra 2.0, BNB, and Near. Our current TVL is $80 million plus, and we have some 70,000 stakers who have staked with us. So our vision is to really enable over 1 billion plus users to earn passive income through staking, and hence we have been really executing at rocket speed to be live on all the major POS blockchains as soon as possible, and to bring the best and easiest liquid staking experience to the users in these communities.
And may I ask you, maybe someone is quite just at the beginning of its process, its path inside the DeFi world. If you can explain what is liquid staking and why people should care about it.
Absolutely. So staking is basically a way to earn passive income on your native crypto tokens. So I'll first go about explaining what plain staking is, and then how liquid staking differs from that, which will kind of reinforce its importance and utility. So in plain staking, users give their native crypto tokens to the staking infrastructure. So it could be the native staking on the blockchain, or it could be a staking infrastructure dApp like Stader. And users give those native tokens to this staking infrastructure and earn a steady yield on their native tokens. But during the time that they earn these yields, your native tokens are locked and they cannot be used anywhere else. So imagine something like a fixed term deposit or a bond in the traditional finance world. And what liquid staking really does is that it unlocks really high capital efficiency in the cryptoverse. So users can now give their native tokens to the staking infrastructure and earn the staking rewards. And simultaneously, they get mirror liquid tokens, which are equivalent in value to the native tokens that they have staked. And these liquid tokens can then be used across DeFi protocols in the ecosystem to earn additional yield through yield farming strategies. So liquid staking really enables yield on yield and maximizes the earning potential that an individual has on their native tokens. So for example, on Near, users can stake their Near with Stader and earn the liquid token Near X in return. Now, this Near X can be used to provide liquidity in the LPs, can be used as a collateral for lending and borrowing, can also be used to fund new projects through launchpads, or even engage in an NFT marketplace. And all these utilities help users to earn returns over and above the 10 to 11% native staking that Near ecosystem offers.
So that's something that I love, because when we are talking about staking, most of the time we are talking also, we have this mixed feeling, because we are feeling like that we are losing other opportunities, because in the moment when you are staking, you are just locking your tokens. And in the moment when we have liquid staking solution, there is no brainer choice, because at the same time, we can maintain our assets, increasing the value through staking, and at the same time, still having the liquidity to do some other kind of stuff on DeFi and so on. So that's something that I've loved from the day one that I saw the first liquid staking solution. But let's go through more about Near X, because Near is another Rust ecosystem that is quite hot and is growing so much. And you have just launched Near X. If you can tell us something more about the numbers, how did you approach this topic?
Yeah, so would love to do that. It has been a really exciting launch. So Stader launched its liquid staking token Near X on the 9th of August at 4 p.m. UTC. And we have had an overwhelming response from the community. So deeply grateful for all the love and support that the community has showed to us. Because in the first 48 hours itself, we were able to lock in $5 million in TVL. And just within the first week of launch, we hit a record high of $14 million in TVL. The liquidity pool on Ref, which is the biggest DEX on Near, crossed a TVL of $3 million in just 1 week. And our liquidity pool on Jumbo, which is the second biggest DEX, became the biggest pool on Jumbo. So, really record-breaking performance, and it has been a really, really encouraging response. And the launch was also followed by powerful integrations. So we went live with our Near X liquidity pair on Refinance, the biggest DEX, Jumbo, which is the second biggest DEX, Toning, which is the biggest order book DEX on Near, and the LP on Trisolaris, which is the biggest DEX on Aurora, was coming soon. And we also had very exciting launch bonanza of $150,000 in rewards through staking and liquidity pool rewards, and also very exciting competitions such as Guild Wars and staking competitions for users to even maximize their earning potential through staking their Near with Stader. And what I can definitely promise is that the upgraded Near X will have all of these and more. So higher rewards and even more aggressive integrations and security like never before.
Yeah, because even if everything was looking great, at a certain point something happened, and the process stopped in order to be upgraded into the next future. But let's start talking about what happened, why it happened, and what are the immediate steps that you took in order to solve what happened.
Yes. So, this was really unanticipated and unexpected. The Near X liquid token was actually live with 2 audits. We were audited by Halburn and BlockSec, which are the leading auditors in the Web3 space. But on 16th of August, we had an incident, which was a security incident, and an exploiter was able to mint 20 million Near X by transferring Near X to his own account in a loop. So, and this gap is actually very unique to Near ecosystem, where the sender and receiver address can be the same and can result in a multiplier effect on the derivative token without that being backed by Near staked on the dApp. So this was, something that was not caught in the audits, and we were able to identify this in a matter of minutes, and we instantly, paused the Near X smart contract and then the Near X transfers. So the losses were curtailed only to the liquidity pools on Ref and Jumbo, and the incident resulted in a drain of 165K Near from the DEXs. However, the 2.5 million Near that was staked on the Stader dApp was 100% safe with the validators, and Stader has decided to reimburse the entire 165K Near lost on the LPs to the users in full. So users will be made whole for their entire Near X and Near holdings before the exploit, and will be reimbursed for the Near that they spent during the exploit and even post the exploit when the Near X transfers were paused. And yeah, Alberto.
How it will work, the reimbursement process?
Yes. So the reimbursement process is actually considering three critical cases. The first case is pre-exploit. That is, we are taking a snapshot before the exploit of the Near X and Near that users held in the liquidity pools on Ref and Jumbo. And we are giving back the entire Near and Near X to the users. So the Near will be dropped into their wallets, and the Near X will be given in the form of upgraded Near X tokens, which will also reflect in users' wallets as soon as we go live, post our audits have been completed. The second case was during the exploit. So even after the exploit, there were users who were spending their Near on the liquidity pools, and we are reimbursing the users in full for the Near that they spent on interacting with the Near X liquidity pool and the Near X smart contract. And for post-exploit, when even the Near X transfers were paused, users spent Near in the liquidity pools, and this money is stuck in the inner accounts of Ref and Jumbo. We are currently working with the DEXs to ensure the quickest and most convenient way of retrieving these funds and covering for gaps wherever there exist, so that users can get back their entire funds even for the Near they spent post the exploit. So we are trying everything we can to just make people whole, and really keeping community front and center of this entire reimbursement plan. The detailed reimbursement plan can be accessed in our socials. So please visit Stader__Near, which is our Twitter handle, and the reimbursement plan has been pinned on the Twitter account. So please feel free to access it for detailed guides.
Yeah, don't bother. We'll leave also the link of that into the description below, so you can access that directly from that. I want to take also a moment just to share one of my thoughts when we are talking about DeFi in general, because sometimes I have the feeling that not all of the users are aware of what is the current state of art of DeFi. We are talking about something that is experimental, that is just at the beginning of its path. And as you can see, even if something is audited, it doesn't mean 100% security. And that's something that is pretty delicate, because from one side, we are seeing legit projects with big teams like Stader Labs that are investing so much on audits, and they are ready to approach some kind of problem that can happen. That's part of the game. But you need to be aware that many times there are other DeFi projects that are not using this kind of approach. They are just here to speculate. So you need to really pay attention to take care of your portfolio allocation, because you need to understand that audit is something that is great. I love to see projects that are spending money to be audited, but it doesn't mean that they are secure 100%. And also be aware that sometimes there are speculative projects that are just auditing themselves just to say, I am audited, but they are not investing really on that. Security is another story. And that's something that I want to ask to you is how right now you're approaching this matter about security, and how do you plan to increase that for the near future?
Yeah, sure, Alberto. So, after this incident, security has really been top of mind for the entire senior leadership at Stader, and it has been a period of great reflection and some great learning. And we are actually going forward with a multi-layer security program to make sure that Near X is the most secure liquid staking solution to come on Near. So the first thing we are doing is that we have onboarded a third auditor, OSEC, which comes highly recommended by the Near Foundation and Proximity Labs, based on some great work they have done in the Near ecosystem. So OSEC will be a third auditor, and we are asking the first two auditors, which is Halborn and BlockSec, to do an entirely new audit of the upgraded Near X smart contract by onboarding a team of entirely new engineers. So this will be a brand new team that will re-audit the Near X smart contract from scratch. So we are undergoing 3 fresh audits from beginning to end for the upgraded Near X smart contract. That's the first thing. The second thing that we are working on is a bug bounty program. So we will be launching a bug bounty program in collaboration with ImmuneFi. As soon as the audits get closed and the Near X smart contract can be open sourced, white hackers will then get the chance to earn rewards up to $1 million based on the criticality of the bug that they identify. And I would strongly encourage the entire community and white hackers to engage with the Near X smart contract. The third thing that we are trying to do is really strengthen the internal testing process. So we are, reinforcing the peer review process and adding more manpower to it. We are also increasing the number of checkpoints before the code actually goes even to the auditor. So that is something we are seriously looking into. The fourth thing that we are working on is, working on some smart contract updates and security plugins that will further enhance the security. So we are looking at incorporating a pause functionality in the smart contract so that based on a multi-sig, the Near X smart contract can be paused in case of emergency situations to protect users' funds. And we are also looking into an alerting and notification system where the team can be alerted on any signals around Near X exchange rate or pricing in the smart contract and liquidity pools through a direct integration of the Prometheus monitoring system with the Slack channel of all the key developers. So really working aggressively on that. And we are also looking at integrating with protocols like Harpy for any security plugins around pool monitoring, etc.
Yeah, I understand. And just to understand the roadmap, how long it will take this process, and which are the milestones that we can expect from Stader and Near X for the next future?
Yeah, so the audits will be completed even before the upgraded Near X launches. The tentative dates for the launch we are looking at are 16th to 20th of September, if everything goes well with the audits. So waiting for a response from the auditors early next week. The second thing which will go live right at launch is the entire internal review mechanism. So we are deploying that live as I'm speaking to you for the upgraded Near X smart contract. The bug bounty will go live immediately after the Near X audit happens. So very close to the launch dates because we'll have to open source the code, and then it takes a couple of days for the integration with ImmuneFi. So everything that I'm talking about will literally happen in the launch week, including the final thing, which is the enhanced monitoring system of integrating Prometheus, which is a premium blockchain monitoring system with our smart contract, and also further integrating all alerts with our developer Slack. So all of this is literally going to go live at launch of the upgraded Near X smart contract.
Yeah, so that's something that, as I'm understanding, will happen in the next couple of weeks. So something that will happen
exactly
in the short-term period. Yeah,
exactly.
So that's great. And I would like also to understand what are the plans for the future. So, okay, right now the goal is literally, we need to solve this problem. We have done everything as possible. We have gone through 3 different audits. We have been rethinking completely the security from the scratch, and we are ready to go on. But what we can expect into, let's say, a couple of months or even farther?
Yeah, so I think one thing that users can completely expect is a gold standard in security. So we will really try to establish ourselves as the most secure liquid staking solution on Near. The second thing users can expect is really unparalleled earning potential through, first of all, SD incentives. So SD is Stader's native token, which we will give out as rewards for staking and also as a part of dual incentives in our integration with other DeFi protocols. So the earning potential of Near X on Near will be really unparalleled. The third thing users can really expect is very exciting integrations and with all the DeFi protocols, just DEXs, lending protocols, yield optimizers. We are literally talking to all of them on Near and Aurora, and they can definitely expect all these use cases of Near X to go live as soon as possible. The fourth thing is that we are going live on Aurora post, a month after our launch on Near. So all the possibilities of Aurora will also get unlocked pretty soon. And then lastly, I would say some really exciting opportunities in terms of executing a launchpad in collaboration with Near Starter and also collaborating with gaming protocols like Aptos will come up, which are like more advanced applications of Near X.
And how do you want to use Near X into these protocols that you have just mentioned? Because that's quite interesting, because what I think is really the most powerful thing about liquid staking is the integration, because it is the capability of a DeFi, and the base layer of any DeFi, let's say, ecosystem is the liquid staking, because the native token, the native crypto coin of any ecosystem, in this case, we are talking about Near, but the same applies to any kind of other ecosystem, is using that crypto to have a liquid staking protocol, and after that integrating this liquid staking protocol with other stuff. So I would like to understand also how this new ecosystem, these new protocols are thinking to integrate your solution.
Yeah, so I would love to give some examples. So Near X is the liquid staking solution that Stader is offering on Near, right? And for DEXs, this will mean that we will have a Near X liquidity pool on the DEXs, and we will also have SD USDC pool on DEXs. So users can then deposit this Near X in association with Near as well on the liquidity pools and earn liquidity farming rewards. That's the first thing they can do right away as soon as the integration with DEXs goes live.
So
they can also
earn a yield on top of another yield. That's great.
Exactly, a yield on top of their staking yield. They can also, use their SD rewards to swap it for a stable coin and then participate in other DeFi opportunities across the board. So they can use the SD tokens they have received in rewards and swap it for USDC on the Ref and Jumbo LPs and utilize that stable coin whichever way they want. So this is the most basic integration with the DEXs.
But that's something that will be automated, so the user will not have to do anything, just converting it. The system will convert automatically the rewards into stablecoin, and after that, the user will be able to use the stablecoin as he prefers.
Yeah, so the users will receive their rewards in SD token, and they can go to the liquidity pool on the DEX to swap the SD token for the stable coin if they want. For users who want to hold the SD token, given the potential that Stader has with its multi-chain expansion, they can benefit from the token appreciation of SD token itself. So it depends on how users want to use it.
Obviously.
The second application is lending protocols. So Near X will be listed as a collateral on lending protocols like Borrow, and users will be able to deposit their Near X as a collateral and borrow other tokens against it. So for example, users can deposit Near X and borrow more Near, then use this Near to stake with Stader, get more Near X, and actually do leveraged farming in a loop and get a multiplier return on their Near X. So that's the second thing you can do in integrations with lending protocols. Then integrating with something like a launchpad will allow users to use their Near X to actually fund new projects that are coming on Near and get access to the fund tokens in return for their staking rewards. And so users will get early access to tokens of new projects, and depending on the promise they hold and the faith that users have, this will have the potential to grow exponentially in price, over time. So many exciting applications and opportunities like the ones I mentioned.
Well, lovely. I would really love to see that, because the more use cases we are literally creating for each single token, the more value we are literally sharing and generating for the whole community. And something that I would like to know from as your personal thought, your personal opinion about the market, because obviously right now we are in a moment of the market is not so great. Yes, today we had this great pump into the Bitcoin price, but the story hasn't changed. We are still in a bear market and we are still struggling. What is your opinion? Obviously, it's just an opinion, not a financial advice, because we are here just to sharing thoughts, because that's the only and the best way to grow all of us as a community. What are your thoughts about the current market condition and what we can expect for the next future?
Yeah. So, one of my mentors in the Web3 space, who's also the founder of one of the leading blockchains, told me that the way to succeed in Web3 is to just stick around. So persistence pays here more than anything else. It's a market where the booms are like the crazy highs and the lows are pretty low. And if you are able to survive these swings, you are somebody who's definitely going to profit from this emerging and growing industry. So, we are currently in a lull, and the way Stader as a protocol is looking at it is that it is a great time to build fundamentally strong products which are of value to users and be heads down in building. Fortunately, we have the funds and a treasury which gives us a runway of 10 years approximately. And so we are deep down into building great products for our users and building communities so that when the tide goes up, we can really ride the wave along with all our community members. So my one advice to people who really believe in upcoming technology and broadly in this space is that, your persistence and resilience is really going to pay forward. So just hang in there.
Yeah, absolutely agree. That's something that I'm trying to share with my audience every day, because literally I know that this part of the market is hateful. It is boring because it looks like that we are just in a downfall, and this downfall is a never-ending downfall. But it is just a matter of time. What is really important is stay into the industry, because it is right now that we can learn, that we can understand, because making money is a process, is not a moment. Is a process where you will be ready for the moment when the market will pump and you will make the money in that moment. That's right. But it's not just a matter of gambling. It's a matter of learning, staying to the market, being able to understand the different kind of situation that this market is putting us and we have to face. And that's something that only the times will give you the opportunity to learn. So that's something that's really important, guys. Right now, stay into the market. Don't give up, because this is the best moment to learn and to understand how to manage your portfolio. Because, the moment when we will go up by 10x, 100x, and who knows, more, we hope so, but we are not here to forecast the market. We are just here to learn how to react to this market, because yes, the opportunity could be big. And in your feeling, how long will last this current situation? Obviously, that's something that if you ask me, I don't have an answer. I'm thinking about 12 months, something like that, and not less. Yes, we can have some big rally, but at the end of the story, it could be just a momentary rally, nothing that will change for real the current situation. But what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, so it's really difficult to predict the market, but from what I'm hearing from people I'm interacting in the community and from just generally experts in the industry, is that this is something that's going to last for a while, at least till the end of 2023. The expectations are that that is the time till which we have to be patient, and then there will be an upswing. So those are the timelines that currently I'm also tuning myself to. But only time will tell. And I think the best information right now that I have heard is that it is at least going to be a year-long phase that we have to survive before we finally see the stars shooting upwards.
Yeah, and you said something that is really important. Guys, if you stay into the market, if you participate to the different discussion, you will understand what are the feelings from the smart money. because otherwise you will be simply following the dumb money, what you're listening from your friends and so on. If you stay into the community, if you are following a different project, participate to the discussions and so on, you will be on track and you will be the first one to react when it will be the moment. I don't know how it will last, this current market situation. It could be 6, 12, 18 months, maybe even 2 years. I don't know. What I know is that the fundamentals of DeFi and cryptos are strong and are growing every day. We have just to wait, stay into the market and understand which projects are moving into the right direction, trying to build something for real that can last for the long term. So thank you, Anoothi. If you want to add anything else about Stader, Near X, and if you want to share anything, feel free to do. I will be more than welcome to listen.
Yeah, Alberto, thank you so much. I think you covered all the important things. The only thing I would like to leave users with is that stay on the lookout for the upgraded Near X launch around 16th to 20th of September. And what we can truly promise is that this is going to be the most secure, rewarding, and highly utilizable solution that will come to Near. And the whole objective is to truly revolutionize staking on Near with Near X.
Thank you, Anoothi. And guys, I will leave also all the links into the description below, so feel free to check them and have a look to the different websites, social and so on. I highly encourage you to participate into the discussions on the different socials, like check on Twitter and you will find all the links. And I will see you tomorrow or the day after with another video. Thank you for following me. And don't forget also to leave us a big thumbs up and to drop a comment into the section below. And if you have any question about Near X Stader Labs, feel free to ask also into the comment section, and we will share this question with the team. Thank you, guys, and see you soon. Bye.
Thanks, Alberto. Thank you so much.